This week we did a scene from one of our favorite movies, The Dark Knight, and I'm going to show you exactly how we made it. Alright, we did a scene with the Joker in the past because our friend Piat does an amazing Joker impression, and we chose the pencil trick. Ta-da! So we're doing another scene from The Dark Knight that has a couple more cool tricks in it. So we've got the truck flip and big explosions and stuff. So that's what this scene is all about. Playing the role of our homemade Joker is once again our friend Piat. He just needs to get the makeup and the wig and everything. So we busted out all the old costumes. They're all wrinkly and dusty, and he's gonna put them on again. We built the interior of the truck where Joker sits. And that's the back wall, and then white behind it, that's where the actual back of the truck is. You can see it out the window. And then we have the side window. Then the front, we've got two pieces of plexiglass to stand in for the windshield. We put some little pieces of clear tape, bundled them up into little circles to kind of simulate the bullet holes. So he just sits there and acts like he's driving the truck, and then holds onto a piece of garden hose as the steering wheel. Hey, you guys going on a road trip? Where are you going?
Oh, we're just gonna go see the Batcave.
There are only 3 shots of Batman that we did life-size in this. So we brought in my friend Jeff Campbell, who is the animator and designer on The Cutting Room, which is my other show here on Cinefix. But Jeff is a huge Batman fan.
My son's name is Bruce. I have a Batman tattoo. I also have the Batman symbol on my wedding ring as well.
And he has the costume already. Okay, so pretty sweet and detailed, but doesn't quite compare to this bad boy.
Yeah, take a look.
Look at that. We're actually trying to decide right now which one we should use. So we kind of did a mix of some of our homemade costume pieces from before and some of his really authentic looking costume and made sort of a hybrid. We do see a little bit of the bat pod in those shots, so we built part of it, which is basically made out of a PVC frame, which he can hang on to, and then Ben added on some stuff like fake guns taped to the sides. For the arm pieces, he's hanging onto the PVC pipe, but he's also hanging on to knee pads with a piece of cardboard kind of shooting out. So that kind of completes the look of the front of the pod, and he leans into it and grabs onto that thing. He even can lift it in the air because the shot where it lands, he actually just lifts it up and then lands it down like that.
Get back here, Joker!
There's a shot where we see the grappling hooks engaging and then firing. We did that on a sort of smaller scale, and we used those little claw things that you can kind of push and the little claws come out. A little bit different shape, but we thought that that was a really cool effect for the grappling hooks. We set up a roll of tape in the middle, so that's the tire. We've got the 2 little grappling hooks. We just used some straws on the sides as some extra pieces there, little erasers. And then in the shot where they fire, we made some separate little hooks that have some black string attached and then a fishing string on the front. And then Ben pulls the 2 fishing strings and those grappling hooks fire out.
Nope.
Hey. Then we moved on to the miniatures, and they all pretty much take place all within the city blocks, different corners and alleys and things. And we needed some taller buildings for Gotham City, so we made a full city block. So these are 2 real city streets in Chicago.
With a Starbucks.
And Ben also made a handful of other miscellaneous pieces. And I made a handful of lampposts because those kind of play a key role in this. Alright, so the Bat Pod is a little toy that we had, but it didn't have Batman on it, so we bought a different motorcycle toy and took the guy from that, and he was just the right size to fit on our existing Bat Pod toy. Ben painted that black and added on the little ears, and then put on like the skin part with some paint, and then added on a little cape out of some tape. We needed a really tiny Bat Pod with Batman to go under the truck because the toy Bat Pod doesn't fit under it. So we made a little baby one for these shots where he goes under. Ben made this really tiny one out of 2 little beads, folded up some tape, and made sort of the basic shape of it because it goes by really fast. It doesn't have to be perfectly detailed. For the shot where we see the wheel spinning on the Bat Pod, Ben made a special replica just for those shots. He kind of just started with a piece of plastic for the seat, 2 rubber caps for tires, has like a little straw for an axle, and he put little G.I. Joe guns on the side of that front tire. And then we just wind string around it, and then when you pull the string really carefully, it unwinds and the wheel spins.
3. Oops. 3. Shoot, sorry.
It took a long time to get that shot right.
3.
Yeah.
That's probably a good one.
That was a good one.
3.
Yeah, that was good. For those shots where Batman's going down the alley, we just set up some walls out of some cardboard. When he blasts his way through that dumpster, we just have the front of the dumpster as a little piece of cardboard, and then we cut a hole in one of the walls and put a pile of junk there, and then on the other side of the wall, Ben is just blowing and all the trash goes flying. At the end, when Batman flies into that wall and then rotates and flips over and lands, that was a really tricky shot to get just right. Normally we just have a wire attached to a stick and it moves in one direction, but this one has to spin so many different ways and rotate. So it's kind of an interesting physics problem. I don't know, it was just a matter of bending the wire at exactly the right places. That way he can drive it in, hit the wall, rotate all the way 180 degrees around, and then flip back down. And he has to be able to control all of this from above without running into the building. So that was really the hardest part. The truck that Joker drives is a toy that we bought, and I cut some holes in the sides where the doors are supposed to be. And there's one shot where you can see a little clown guy, one of the bad guys, peeking out of the door. So we have this little tiny guy, and Ben painted it. I don't know how he painted this thing so tiny. It's got the little clown makeup and everything on it. And so he peeks out the door. He's on a little piece of a wire, so that as I'm driving along with it with the camera, I can just push on the wire so he peeks out. And then we get to the big climactic flip. That's the whole point of the scene. The first shot where the truck starts flipping was pretty straightforward. The truck is just on 2 pieces of wire, and then Ben can start driving it and then flip it up. And then the next shot, it flips towards the camera. We taped the bumper to the ground, and then there's 2 fishing strings that Ben's holding it up in the air. I'm moving the camera forward down the street. Ben drops the truck, and then I fire the smoke machine with one hand too, so we get smoke, and that all happens all at once. So that's it, that's the climax of the scene. The truck flips over in the middle of Gotham City streets.
Time to go pick up some drive-through.
Do you need a Batman spun in circles?
Ben knows how.
Ben knows how. In my hand. 1, 2, 3.
Remember, kids, always wear your seatbelt.
Ben and I are both working on projects. Mine might be the more exciting. It's several lampposts. Ben's making a, Batman's motorcycle, whatever. But the lampposts, really cool.
Daddy Batman.
Baby Batman. Let's go, son. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll try and answer back in the comments. And come back to Cinefix every other Tuesday for brand new episodes.